All right, so to prove this, we're going to work one side. So do you want to work the left or the right? The left. All right, so we don't know the difference of tangent formula yet. So what do we know about tangent, though? Okay, let me ask a little more specific. So we can see that this is going to be a difference formula because we got the pi over 2 minus v, correct? So what do we know about tangent? The only two things we know dealing with the difference formula is sine and cosine, by the way. So what do we know about tangent in terms of those? Tangent is sine over cosine. So we can rewrite this then as sine of pi over 2 minus v over cosine of pi over 2 minus v. And then we're going to use our formulas and put them over each other. So sine of pi over 2 minus v, this is my u, and this is going to be my v. So it's going to be sine of u, which is pi over 2, cosine of v, minus cosine of u, which is pi over 2, sine of v. I guess so. That's the check mark for the one below it. Okay, sorry about that. So then we're going to do the same thing on the bottom. So we're going to use our difference of cosine. So it says cosine of u, cosine of v, minus sine of u, sine of v. Now remember, we know some values for pi over 2 that it's going to help us find sine of pi over 2, don't we? So what do we know about pi over 2? What's its ordered pair? It's up at the top, so it's going to be 0, 1. And so as I go through here and I start working, sine of pi over 2 is equal to what then? Sine is what? The x or the y? The y. So we got 1 times cosine of v. I don't know why I put it in parentheses. Minus, I'll just go ahead. What is cosine of pi over 2? 0 times sine of v over, you just told me cosine of pi over 2 is 0 times cosine of v minus, and you told me sine of pi over 2 was 1 times sine of v. So we're going to go through and simplify it some more. So what's 1 times cosine of v? Cosine of v minus 0 times sine of v is 0, right?
Have you erased anything from this, or is this like all of
This is it. Okay, over 0 times cosine of v is 0 minus 1 times sine of v is sine of v. All right, so now I'm going to erase what's at the top here so I have more room. You have, I think, another slide? No, I didn't put an extra slide in?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to do it then on these. Thought I did.
It has like identities on it.
Okay. All right, so we have what's at the bottom. There's cosine of v minus 0 over 0 minus sine of v. Oh, you know what? What did I do wrong? I made a mistake. Real quick, just hold on.
Oh, I have a picture of it.
Okay, it's right here. What did I do wrong? Yeah, my formula on the bottom, it should have a plus sign in the middle, shouldn't it? Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, this formula has a plus in it, right? I'm about to circle it in green real quick, right here. I put a minus, and it's supposed to have a plus. So that means I need to change this to a plus sign on bottom. All right, so now we're good. So what
only a plus sign on.
the bottom there, yeah, because the cosine one has the opposite sign of what's in the problem.
So like plus sign right here and right here, on both columns.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so we have cosine of v minus 0 over 0 plus sine of v. So cosine minus 0 is cosine of v over 0 plus sine is sine of v. And what is cosine of v divided by sine of v? Cotangent of v, and that's what we were after.
Oh.